co-founder and CTO of Garudalytics, जो जियो स्पेशियल टेक्नोलॉजी और जियो एरिया एआई के जरिए गवर्नमेंट और एंटरप्राइज को ग्लोबली एम्पावर कर रहे हैं। ओवर 14 ईयर ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस इन एंटरप्राइज, अर्बन प्लानिंग और डिफेंस जैसे क्षेत्रों में इम्पैक्टफुल सॉल्यूशंस डिलीवर किए हैं। 2 बार इसी कम्युनिटी MVP का सम्मान प्राप्त करने वाले मिस्टर पोदार टेक्निकल ब्रिलियंस और लीडरशिप का परफेक्ट ब्लेंड है। वो टेक्नोलॉजी को केवल डेटा तक सीमित नहीं रखते, बल्कि उसे सस्टेनेबिलिटी और स्मार्टर डिसीजन मेकिंग का आधार बना देते हैं। तो चलिए जोरदार तालियों के साथ स्वागत करते हैं उस इनोवेटर का जो लिटरली हमारी डिजिटल दुनिया को मैप कर रहे हैं, मिस्टर जयंत पोदार। I request Dr. Mobina Shaktiman to please present him a sapling and a token of love. Sir, we welcome you to GIC Nagpur. The stage is all yours.
So, this also works. I hope I'm audible. Everyone. So, first of all, it feels good, I also belong to a very, from a technical academia side. We did have the chance to work a lot during our academic years to work on the soft skill or brooding kind of issues that are there. So how many of you are students here? All in uniform are students. And apart from students, any other sectors that people belong to? In faculties? Faculties. Banking sector? Again, and faculty from banking sector? Corporate banking. Okay. Great. So thank you all and giving me this opportunity, and this is something very good to see because being a techie, if I go to the industry, I believe your non-technical perspectives, like say for example any kind of personal development, how we are working with the soft skills, communications, time management, all these are very important aspects which we need in our industry experience. When you go to the industry, these are something which people will look for. So the topic which I got is pretty much non-technical. This is something which I have been doing from my personal activities or for my organization, but not any time as a lecture kind of a thing. So this is the first time it will be like I am giving a lecture on this. So my first question will be, how many of you, I know it will be a dumb question, how many of you have LinkedIn accounts? Okay, put down your hand. How many of you do not have LinkedIn account? No one, everyone. Okay, is there anyone who has a LinkedIn account but that is like at a dormant, you haven't used it for the last few months or few years? Okay, I see everyone. Good, you are good examples. So, so that kind of situation arises, and that's why we are here. We'll talk about, how this kind of networking that we do in this digital era will be able to help you grow exponentially as compared to what we used to do in our conservative methods. So, can I just hear, when I talk about networking, give me one word, that comes to your mind. Chain. Okay. People. Connectivity. Communication. Okay. Good. So, those are all there, and they are, part and parcel of this particular, networking sites. which are there. So, first is how do we compare the different types of networking. So the traditional networking, we used to have a time when maybe LinkedIn either was not there or people were not much habituated working on the LinkedIn account sites. So how is LinkedIn different from maybe it's for professionals, a social network for the professionals. Okay, so that's how it is. So if I talk about the traditional methods, you guys meet each other every time. You know about each other. That's a kind of a networking when you meet face to face. Okay. So there is a boundary. Whenever you meet anyone in person, maybe I'll come, I'll exchange my visiting card with another person. That's the traditional, correct? If I meet one person. But with digital networking, with the social network, you are actually having no limit to. There is no boundary to whom you want to reach out to. They just need to be on the social platform. So sitting inside a room of Garudalytics Institute of Technology, you can put a connection request to maybe a company's CEO who is sitting in, say, California. Okay, so you don't have that kind of a boundary whom you want to reach, and you can reach out to them, communicate with them at a very ease without spending anything. Okay. So, what are the different methods? Like, I told you about traditional way. We are sharing cards, doing handshakes. Then came a period of COVID. We said no handshakes, and then we become pretty much, although the situation was very bad, but it also pushed us towards a more, like taking up the digital experience at a greater extent. Okay. Because before that, even for the teachers who are the faculty members, you might have also seen this classroom teaching completely transformed into a digital teaching platform. There are questions on what is the kind of efficiency it had, but at least it helped the connection between the students, and the studies didn't have to disturb at that point of time. So as I was saying, so now your networking is not limited to your campus or a particular conference hall. It is now you can directly connect with anyone across the world, and LinkedIn is one such a particular platform where you can actually put some posts or some content on it. And even people who might not be from your network, who might not be in your connection list, will be able to see and will be able to appreciate the kind of work that you are doing. Okay, that's a very good way of connecting with people who are even strangers to you at this point of time. So, maybe one question for you. Say if you have to collaborate on a social network, what will be that one thing, which you will be looking for, when you are going to a LinkedIn? Is it like to get some internship opportunity or, some kind of a collaboration that you are doing, getting some ideas from there, or choosing some mentors from there? What you could think of when you are connecting? This is my motive why I am going to a social media or a networking platform. That is one, okay. Learning perspectives, because there are a lot of training materials and all those things are also there. Anything else? Expand your network, which are pretty much, like you will not be going to a platform and randomly sending requests to everyone. Some people do that, but that's not the right thing. You have to send a request to someone who understands maybe, some kind of collaboration or some kind of overlap will be there in your thinking or in your work kind of place which you are doing. That's when you connect. Otherwise, my family members are also there. I can also share them LinkedIn profile. That doesn't work it out. So someone who can help you. Mentoring is one of the another thing. You get ideas. There are a lot of very good influencers, like who are related to your field that you are working on. You might want to get connected to them, follow them, and learn from them. Okay. So, why do you think, especially for the students, why do you think the networking is essential? No one told about, no one goes to LinkedIn, want to go to LinkedIn for any job opportunities. So LinkedIn is one of the most cited, places for job opportunities. And, or I can say, but a lot of jobs, like you can say, many of the mid-level or senior level positions, they never get advertised. So you will see 70 to 80% of the jobs that are there in a particular company might not get advertised outside. But if you have someone who is in your network who has a requirement, and if you have already introduced yourself to them, the next time they have a requirement, they might know, okay, there is one person who had connected with me and I'll be able to get in touch. Maybe I can share his profile to my HR and then we can talk. So you are getting a job opportunity, they are getting a person for them. Okay? So jobs are not only what you are seeking and they are doing, so they are नहीं कर रहे हैं आपके ऊपर, ठीक है? तो इसमें क्या हो रहा है? You are, so both are benefiting. You are going, there is a resource, you are getting a job, they are getting a resource. Okay? Okay. So the importance of mentors or the role models over there. So guidance and mentors are like, you all have seen Google Maps, Google Earth. Yes? Yeah. Mentors are the people who have worked in the path which you are planning to work. So they have those places, what they have seen the difficulties and make your challenges or your life much more easier. The next time you want to go for a particular path, they will be able to guide you, what are the precautions you have to take, what are the ways of doing a particular thing, how to make your work easier. So everything can be taken care of. Any idea who is now owning the LinkedIn? Who owns the LinkedIn? Which company owns the LinkedIn? No idea? Okay, which company Sundar Pichai works for? Sundar Pichai? Is it? Oh, it's not Google. So the owner of the company is? Yeah, it's fine. So, till 2016, it was with the original owner, which is Jeff Weiner, and in 2016, it came to Microsoft. So Microsoft is the current owner of this particular. So they have actually given us now a platform. It's one of the first platforms which gives a social platform for all the professionals. So if anyone was working on a single, a similar kind of a theme or the subjects or the industry, they can collaborate with each other and they can work on it. Say for example, a lot of time we do a lot of, especially the technical people. I know MBA guys are much more sharper when it comes to the soft skills, but technical people, they do a lot of, they have a misconception that, learning here technology, they are going to the industry, they will work only on the technology and they will retire. Doesn't happen. So even if you are a technical guy or a non-technical guy, communication and all these soft skills which I am talking about are very, very important. I think if a technical guy comes, maybe I'll say 30% or 40% of his efficiency is coming because of the technology. But if he is not able to say, he is a good worker, okay, he is a topper of his class, he does a lot of good things, but if he is not able to present his activities, the applications that he has created or anything, in a particular global platform or with others, it's of no use. So communication is also highly, and one of the thing is when we are looking for a job or an internship opportunities, the best way of or best time of getting a job is when a particular company requires a person or a resource which fits your profile. At that time you can actually say, otherwise, a lot of time we say, this is my profile, let me know if you have a job. Okay, that's not an ideal way of going to a person and approaching. This approach is actually a bit wrong. First of all, you have to build your rapport. Whenever you are approaching, say for example, I am connecting with someone, maybe in my connection, after a long time or for the first time, and I am looking for a job opportunity, so you will not just say, this is my profile, give me a job or something like that. You will first build a rapport saying, okay, I am from here, and this is my background, okay, this is what I am doing, this is what I am planning to do maybe, in future. Is there anything we can collaborate or we are in successes? So all these things needs to be done once you break that ice first with that person, okay? Otherwise, if you do the other way around, it will be like, he will not even see your profile, open and see your profile. So build that rapport, break that ice, and then you slowly say, there is any opportunity to let me know, to collaborate. Nowadays, people, we also don't say that I want to work for your company. It's more like I want to work with your company. Okay, you are like a partner kind of a thing, situation, right? And like especially startup. I'm from a startup, so for us, like every person is like partner for us. So there are hierarchies, but then it's not that any person will not be able to reach the CEO. It will be difficult. It's not difficult to reach the CEO. Just he'll be a couple of rooms beside you, so very easily you can communicate. Then the different learning opportunities and collaboration. So networking is something which gives you a platform to collaborate as well. And there are different places, like LinkedIn is one of such things. If anyone is from the computer science background and all, like works on a lot of coding and all, you might also know GitHub is also a very good platform to collaborate. It actually works as your resume as well. Like it goes with your resume. Like if you want to see my profile, here is my GitHub link. A lot of people put their GitHub link in the profiles. So that also helps them very efficient. That's a very good way of showing your work. Because being a starter, being a fresher, you might not have a lot of professional projects under your belt, but you might have done a lot of R&Ds, lot of work during your coursework. Those are the projects which might show your potential to wherever the prospect companies are. That okay, this particular person is capable of doing those kind of activities. Okay, one more thing I have to ask is, say for example, and especially the people who do not have active LinkedIn, please activate it. It's very important. If you have to create, share one DM. Everyone understand what's a DM in LinkedIn? Direct message kind of thing. So you are like messaging any one person who is in your LinkedIn connection. Think of one person, who is in your LinkedIn profile and you want to create a DM and share with him. That don't say just hi. We a lot of times we do, whether on LinkedIn, whether on WhatsApp. Just don't stop saying hi and you expect once he says hi, then I will share the other details. Okay, don't do those things. So if you have any queries, in a proper way you can put it out. So by the time he sees, he'll be able to respond. A lot of times I don't respond just by seeing just a hi from anyone, especially from an unknown number. Okay, because if you are approaching someone who is a stranger to you, maybe you would love to give some description. Why are you trying to reach out to him? Then maybe if it suits his context, he can get back to you. Okay. So how many of you? So MBA students, you are all from final year or mix? Final year, all final year. Placement done? No? So, do you prefer going for always a 9 to 5 kind of a job? Or do you want to do something different maybe? And there is no right answer for this, okay? So, yeah. Both are correct answers. Both have their pros and cons. So, how many of you are looking to enter a job kind of a? Okay, and how many of you are looking to, start a business or? I see a similar same hand raising for both. कुछ भी मिल जाए कर लेंगे ना? So yeah, so now the market is such that there is a lot of potential. You have seen the rise in the startups that has happened over the last 1 decade or less than a decade. So that is due to some of the policies that has come up. But then you have to ask a question to yourself: are you ready for that kind of whether a job or you go for a business startup? Do you have the right? Are you the right fit? Do you have the kind of connections that can land you to your proper jobs that you're looking for? Or even as a startup, we do a lot of networking. We have to do a lot of networking. We have to do a lot of digital marketing for our company, for our products. छोटे से छोटा इवेंट होता है, we have to showcase. ठीक है? क्योंकि the more you do, किसी ने बोला है ना कि even a bad marketing, तुम्हारी बुराई भी हो रहा होगा marketing में, but it's still a good marketing. From marketing perspective, it's a good thing. ठीक है? Don't do those things, but at least whenever you are in the social network, try to put some context into it, some content, or कुछ नहीं हुआ तो you go through some of the influential people who are writing or people who are writing or getting any kind of awards or recognitions. Just give a comment. Okay, at least those people will remember. Okay, this is one of the guys. एक बार में पता नहीं चलेगा. पर बार बार आपका नाम जब कुछ बंदों के फीड्स में आते रहेंगे, they'll start recognizing अच्छा ये नाम का बंदा है. I know he is from LinkedIn में देखा था. And then when you start adding content on top of it, okay. Subsequently, I will tell you about one of my friends, how he had an advantage using this social network and everything. And then lot of the physical gatherings and all which we used to have in the past and in the last 10 years before and all, lot of things has converted into virtual events. सेमिनार होते थे, वेबिनार हो गया, वर्कशॉप्स भी. चलो आज तो हम यहाँ मिल रहे हैं. लॉट ऑफ वर्कशॉप्स दैट हैपेंस ऑनलाइन में. इसका फायदा क्या है? फायदा है कुछ? मास कनेक्टिविटी, वाइड रीच. तो दुनिया के किसी भी कोने में बैठ के कोई भी होस्ट कर सकता है वर्कशॉप या वेबिनार, एंड एनीवन हु हैज एन इंटरनेट कनेक्शन विल बी एबल टू जॉइन. So there are a lot of advantages. Content creation is a very big factor nowadays also. Okay. So turning your ideas into some global projects, there has been multiple student GitHub projects. मैं बार-बार GitHub में जा रहा हूँ, I know, but it's more which I relate to, which they have converted into, like मैं अपने प्रोजेक्ट की बात करता हूँ. During my academia, we did one project, especially on the defense sector. Myself and Dr. Kiran, we actually worked together. And जब हमने स्टार्ट किया, that was also one of the first activity जिसको हमने और enhance कर दिया, and it has ultimately become a project. It's not like a product at this point of time. So what we started was a small application जहाँ पे say for example soldiers के जो पलटन होते हैं उनको एक पॉइंट ए से पॉइंट बी जाना है, ठीक है, एंड गूगल मैप्स विल नॉट बी एबल टू हेल्प, क्योंकि गूगल मैप की जो नेटवर्किंग होता है दैट्स अ रोड बेस्ड नेटवर्किंग, जहाँ पे रोड है वहाँ पे वो नेटवर्क दिखाएगा, नहीं नहीं दिखाएगा. बट हमारे इसमें क्या था, जहाँ पे भी वो चल सकता है वो मेरा पॉइंट है, मतलब वहाँ से वो गुजर सकता है. तो मैं बोलता हूँ कि अच्छा जहाँ पानी नहीं है, पानी होगा तो जहाँ पे पानी के ऊपर ब्रिज है वहाँ से निकल जाएगा, बैरन लैंड के ऊपर से निकल जाएगा, जंगल है तो जंगल से भी निकल जाएगा, चल चल के पूरा पलटन में निकल सकता है. कहाँ नहीं जाना है, मे बी जहाँ पे ऑलरेडी घर वगैरह है वहाँ से नहीं गुजरना है, या हमारे पास कुछ सर्वेलेंस कैमरा जो एनिमीज के कैंप से होते हैं तो उसके भी बाउंड्रीज पे, तो उसके आसपास से नहीं गुजरना है. उसके सर्वेलेंस कैमरा जहाँ तक उसका रीच है वहाँ से भी नहीं जाना है, उसके अंदर हमको ढूंढना होता है. अच्छा उसके अंदर ब्लाइंड स्पॉट्स कहाँ पे, उसके अंदर से जा सकते हैं, तो वी डू दोज राउटिंग. और वही चीज़ अभी कन्वर्ट होके वी हैव क्रिएटेड अ प्रोडक्ट फॉर द जी डिफेंस. इसमें इसके साथ साथ मल्टीपल डिफरेंट अदर प्रोडक्ट्स का काम. तो आई once upon a time I had this opportunity to network and collaborate with some of my colleagues. और वही चीज़ आज आके even if you see my top management of my company, most of the members are people who I know, we trust. या तो दोस्त है या कलीग एक्स कलीग्स हैं, ठीक है, जिनके साथ हमने काम किया हुआ है, जिनके साथ हम अच्छे से मिलते जुलते भी हैं, ऑल द थिंग्स हैपन. बट दीज आर तो अगर मैं बोलता हूँ कि अच्छा आपको नेटवर्किंग को कैसे आप मान के चलोगे, तो नेटवर्किंग इज विदाउट क्रिएटिंग अ प्रोफाइल यू कैन नॉट गेट इन, ठीक है. और प्रोफाइल जब आप बनाते हो इट हैज टू बी 19-20 का डिफरेंस है, सबको वही सब्जेक्ट्स पता है, क्योंकि 2020 गोज इन एंड आउट. व्हाट इज एक्स्ट्रा, जैसे आपके एमबीए के केस में वी कैन से क्या चाहिए, एमबीए बिजनेस फाइनेंस ऑल दिस थिंग्स एवरीवन. मैं अगर एक टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनी हूँ, किसी का कुछ डज एनीवन हैज अ नैक टू लर्न समथिंग ऑन द टेक्नोलॉजी और कमिंग फ्रॉम, आप में से कोई हो जो ग्रेजुएशन इंजीनियरिंग में किया है एंड देन यू आर डूइंग एमबीए जॉब. सो ऐसा भी बहुत होता है कि इंजीनियरिंग करने के बाद लोग प्रिफर करते हैं एमबीए करना है. क्यों? बेवकूफ है, बड़े इंटेलिजेंट हो गए हो, क्योंकि इंडस्ट्री में जब जाते हैं एक नहीं बुरा मानने का कुछ भी नहीं है, ठीक है. सो दे हैव वन स्मॉल एडवांटेज इज दैट टेक्नोलॉजी वाइज अगर उसी टेक्नोलॉजी के इंडस्ट्री कुछ लोग बहुत फास्ट ग्रो करते हैं इंडस्ट्री, एंड स्पेशली वंस हु आर वेरी गुड एट कम्युनिकेशन, जो अच्छे से बात कर सकते हैं, अच्छे से कोलैबोरेट कर सकते हैं. बड़े बड़े इश्यूज आते हैं कंपनीज में, आपका कस्टमर गुस्सा हो गया उसको मनाना है, इट्स नॉट पीस ऑफ केक. एक बंदे को मनाना, पीपल मैनेजमेंट इज वन ऑफ द टफेस्ट जॉब्स एंड नो वन अंडरस्टैंड्स इट बेटर देन यू गाइस. तो वो चीज़ जब लेके आते हैं, दैट्स व्हाई MBA guys are one of the most sorted and highest paid guys in any company. And you also go for such kind of roles which are there. So ये छोटे छोटे जो projects हैं, इसमें saying is they can actually convert into some big good projects which will give you much more revenue over a period of time. तो some of the essential networking tools क्या क्या हम यूज कर सकते हैं, कुछ प्लेटफॉर्म, और when I say कुछ प्लेटफॉर्म, कुछ ही है इसमें. There are a lot of other things that you all explore. LinkedIn is like one of the top platforms in networking for the professionals which are available. Then GitHub for the if there are coding guys who want to share their work. Twitter, a very useful platform where you can reach out to very big influential people, even tag them, start. So कभी भी हम अगर LinkedIn हो या Insta हो या फिर हमारा Twitter हो, और we can call it अंधेरा कायम करे. Anyone knows? Saktiman? Flex. You can actually engage with all those things, but you have to write the content in a proper way. एक चीज हम लोग क्या कहते हैं, टैग करते हैं. In social media we tag relevant organizations or relevant people or relevant terms which are there. It's very important कि आपकी जो content है उसकी visibility कैसी रहेगी based on the tags that you put there. Okay, so you can do that. If you are doing a ResearchGate is actually one of the best ways people can readily get access to whatever papers you have published and all those things comes into picture. आजकल Discord और Slack भी बहुत common है. LinkedIn में क्या क्या components होते हैं? Well, I'm the profile, so I'll have my photograph maybe. Okay. LinkedIn में जरूरी नहीं है कि आपका पासपोर्ट वाला फोटो भी रखें. It can be something different, but then it doesn't look very shabby. A smart looking photo can go into LinkedIn. Like side look भी चलेगा उसमें. So those things works it out. Then comes your headline. Headline is very important because हेडलाइन और आपके नाम के नीचे देखिएगा कुछ एक छोटा सा ये आता है, दैट लाइक योर टैग वर्ड्स. वो देख के ही मेरे इसमें लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल आपका जो स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट ट्रेड्स हैं दैट शुड कम देयर. ठीक है, स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट ट्रेड्स बोलिए या फिर आपका जो एम्बिशन है या जो आप सोच रहे करने के लिए, दो शुड बी देयर. और हेडलाइन में कीप द हेडलाइन वेरी शॉर्ट. बहुत लेंथी हेडलाइन वगैरह रखोगे तो पीपल माइट नॉट हैव द इंटरेस्ट टू go through it a lot, but keep it very short, crisp and impactful. वो terminology सब वैसे रख सकते हो. I think many of you are already using many AI tools and all. AI को मैं बोल भी देता हूँ कि भाई build ये चीजें हैं. This is maybe you can update your resume, put up your resume on that and you can get a crisp LinkedIn headline for you. फिर इसको आपको थोड़ा सा, it's not like you just copy paste it. You have to see that the content that is going into it is relevant. कुछ चीजें redundant हो रहा है तो उसको हटा दो. कुछ चीजें अगर आपको लगता है कि add होना चाहिए उसमें, then you add those components. But you keep it है, कुछ awards and recognitions है. You put up those content. Okay, it's very important for us to make valid over a period of time. कुछ दिनों में ना कुछ पोस्ट करते रहो रिलेटेड टू योर टेक्नोलॉजी, रिलेटेड टू योर. अगर ऐसा कुछ यूनिक वर्क आप करते हो जो वेरी यूनिक किसी ने नहीं किया है, वो लिंक्डइन पे डालने से पहले पेटेंट कराना मत भूलना. ओके, गेट दोस थिंग्स पेटेंटेड if it is something you feel that it is out of what no one has done it at this point of time. If you IPR में I think someone else will give you a lecture, but that is actually very important. Okay, intellectual property rights, that is very essential, which protects your राइट? नहीं तो क्या होगा, आप जो बना रहे हो ना, कोई और लेके इसको बेच देगा, they'll start earning before it, you get anything out of it. Then, apart from that, like students, I always feel, you keep on doing some certifications, some upskilling and all. You keep on giving those updates there. और कुछ नहीं होता है तो give some comments, give some views. बहुत सारे ऐसे informational posts भी आते हैं from different. So if you have any views you want to give, you can give those things. Another platform which not many people talk about are the different communities or forums. So different industry will have different some forums which are better than the others. So you can be a part of those forums. If you are someone who can give proper solutions to the different problems that are coming in those forums, you can do that. You can ask questions yourself. You can give your ideas in those forums for the development of those technologies which are there. So then we come with the networking etiquettes. What all the things that you should be doing, what are the things we should not be doing. You have to, because it's a professional network which I am talking about. So कुछ चीजें हैं जो हम which is good to do and there are some things we should not be doing. एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल ले लेते हैं. Maybe I'll ask you to give me the answers. We'll go one by one. Say for example, you send a LinkedIn request with just the default line. क्या default line आता है? Whenever I'm making a connection in a LinkedIn, sending a connection request, it will say I would like to connect. By default आ जाता है, ठीक है? So you send a LinkedIn request with just the default line I would like to connect. Is this a good thing to do or a bad thing to do? Okay, who says it's a bad thing to do? Raise your hand. No hands. Who says it's a good thing? Okay, one hand. Okay. Who says it's a good thing to do? Again, no hand. Nota. Okay, I want you to be, either be any one of the sides. And I want answers from you guys only. Okay, I only have got one answer. Again, I will repeat. Who says it is good to, say it is bad to do, you send a LinkedIn request with just the default line which comes as I would like to connect when you are sending a LinkedIn connection request. Bad thing, hands up. Only one hand, two, okay. Yeah. So it is always good to write something or personalize that particular message. Based on what, tell something about yourself and all, so that the particular person to whom you have requested, he'll have some idea before accepting your request. You don't want to accept any random request, right? Like you don't know anyone and he's sending a request. Should you be accepting that request? No? Similarly, maybe if you just write, I would like to connect, and not much is coming in that particular aspect, why you are trying to connect, what is the purpose and all, especially with the senior level executives and all, there is a high chance that your connection will not get accepted. Second, so after a networking event, you drop a thank you message to the speaker on LinkedIn. How many of you are saying it's a good thing to do? Still people are not out. It's such a clear answer. Or you will say, I'll not say thank you message. Who says it's a bad thing? It's a good thing, right? So we should do this kind of approach. This is actually a good approach. Because, why? Because, okay, at least at this point of time. So, if you do it, maybe, there will be some Sometimes some edges are, unsaid. We go for an interview, sometimes we don't do good as we expected technically, but then we get the job offers because they also see for some passengers are fine, but then if there are anything on the normal post, you might have seen some people crashing their previous owners and all those things happen a lot. So we need to have some kind of dignity when we are making those posts and all. So you share an interesting article or tool with someone before asking for their help. Who says it's a good thing? So say for example you need help in writing an article. Okay. So you want to ask someone. Before asking, you are drafting an article and you are sharing with them. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Good, raise your hand. Bad, raise your hand. So, whenever I am reaching out to anyone, say, for any help, it's wise to have something with me ready. If I have something drafted, he doesn't have to start something from the scratch. He has a base, he can review it and he can give you suggestions. That will also save his time as well. So it's a good thing, if you are drafting a particular article so that shows that you have made some efforts for doing that activity. Okay, so it's a positive thing. Then you interrupt someone mid-sentence in a networking conversation to talk about your project. A classic move. Right? But we do a lot. So you have to take care. Okay, you have to first be a very good listener. Many of us are not able to do that. You have to be a very good listener to be a very good speaker. Then you ask a complete stranger on LinkedIn directly, can you get me a job? I get those kind of messages. But as I said, before reaching out with such kind of a message, first build some rapport, okay, in the platform. So, you make it something like you post, every day you will give some comments to some articles that you like, or like it, do some reactions, and weekly or bi-weekly you have some content of yourself that you would want to post up of it. Okay, do some certification, say that okay, I have got certified on this. Even LinkedIn themselves have a lot of different certifications that are available. If you do it, automatically it will ask you to push or share with your network. That you can do. MBA guys, you should be knowing. What is an elevator pitch? What is an elevator pitch? Okay. You are going from one floor to another in an elevator. Maximum how much time you will have? You will be in an elevator. Maximum 30 seconds. Nice. So it's like elevator pitch is like what you can tell to the other people within 30 seconds about yourself. So you are telling about yourself, your skills, who are you, what you want to do, the purpose, your meeting, and all those things within 30 seconds of time. Okay? So everyone, each one of you should have an elevator pitch ready about yourself. Okay? Let's give some example. Not sure if it is text is visible. Last. Okay. So these are some of the elevator pitches. I will just go through one. Say from an engineering student. Hi, I am Ananya, the final year computer science student, passionate about AI and data analytics. I work on projects using Python and machine learning to solve real-world problems like predicting crop yields. We do that kind of activity. I'm looking to connect with professionals working with in AI startups to learn how data is used for industry solutions. If anyone wants to tell about this, it's short, crisp, your cut down, or it is focusing on this particular industry, this particular industry, and this problems that they are facing can be reduced. Therefore, we have converted their required from say 6 weeks of time to 10 seconds, 10 minutes. Okay, so those kind of things give a lot of kick to the impact to the person who is hearing from you. So you are giving them some numbers, some facts and figures in that. Okay, this also works. So what all things you need to write in an elevator pitch? Okay, 3 main components. It's about who you are. You have to write what you do and what you want from them to whoever you are pitching. And your pitch can differ from person to person, to whom you are pitching. Okay. So maybe one task for you will be to write one pitch or an elevator pitch about yourself. Okay. Within say 50 words. Keep it within 50 words, and it should have this categories like about who you are, what you do, and what you want. Okay. Maybe you can do it later and you can submit to any of the faculty members will be there. So crafting effective connection requests. So as I said, don't just do that default I want to connect kind of a thing. Tell something unique, which will impress the person. There are a lot of things which are there. Even the generation that you belong to are someone who loves to write such kind of witty or some kind of messages to the users. Full of a bit of a humor will be there, but being formal in its place. So you should not hurt anyone else's sentiments as well. So I was telling you, I'll give you an example of one of my friends. So he passed, he did his MTech and all from IIRS, and then he joined ISRO for a certain period of time. Then he left ISRO, went to some crop-based organizations, and then he moved to an organization where we actually met together was ESR, the company which is there. It's one of the largest geospatial company in the world. And using that product, he started creating content on YouTube. First, he started doing his content on YouTube. And then, when LinkedIn also came into picture, he has been doing, it's not something, I have started now. He has been doing this for more than 5 years, 7 years of time. And then, simultaneously, LinkedIn also, he keeps post that, okay, this is my content which is there, go look at it. And it's all like, lectures, demos on the different products, on different use cases which they have done. You can also do it for the field that you are working on. Some use cases on different management skills. There are a lot of things. Being a startup, I face a lot of challenge. Am I complying to all the relevant compliances? Like after a few years, within a few years, I have to consider all the compliances and comply to it. If I do it, different department people and they will catch hold of me. Okay. So maybe I need someone who can tell me about each one of those compliances. Okay, one by one. Someone can tell me about the PFs, how that works out. Someone can tell me about how the GST thing works, because I also also my teammate, we all belong to a completely technical background. Okay, we didn't have this business or any sense of this business. So we, when we came to the industry, we needed proper mentors who could guide us, what are the things to do, what are the things not to do. And this, actually we found it out through this networking with different people, who came with us. With some we know from our previous experiences, with many of them we came to know through this LinkedIn profiles and other networking sites which we work on. So what I was saying about this scientist, which after this he got a call. Okay, he didn't apply for any job and all. He got a call directly from Dubai. So UAE is, you can say, ISRO of UAE. They actually called him. So they work on the space tech. They wanted to build some satellites and launch it and all that thing. So he was called on because he has worked on something called you don't have to remember, it's microwave remote sensing, which we work on a lot. And there are very few people who has an expertise in that. So they have, through social network only, he was identified, and because of his connections that he has in the field, they directly approached him. They asked him, boss, you have to come. And in some situations, you don't have to even negotiate salaries. You have that question, right? When I go to the industry, what is the salary I'll get? Anyone has that question? No? Who works for the salary? Okay, that's a good thing if you are doing that. But yeah, there are a lot of people. Salary is important, and it's not a bad thing. Salary should be there, but again, there are a lot of things which people look into. Some people look into the work-life balance. Some people prefer, giving more time in the start so that they can grow. 3 new professionals today. So go home, open your LinkedIn account, or reactivate your LinkedIn account if required. Try connecting with people, okay? Try connecting with, say, every day, try to connect with 3 new people who are relevant to your industries. Then share a meaningful update, because there will be thousands of people who will be writing. But if you personally reach out to them and just don't write, I am interested. Tell about, I am this, this is my, experience I have. I am very passionate about this technology. I am learning Python or any other things. So all these things makes a lot of impact. So within that few lines, a particular insight will come in his mind whether this particular person is eligible, at least to share it to their HR. Because a lot of the profiles get rejected during screening itself. You don't want that to happen. You want, first thing is you want to get into that interview. Okay, so for that you have to have a very impactful profile, a proper way how you want to communicate and reach out, and then you do well in your interviews. So that will help you in getting a better job opportunity and even afterwards. For me, the first job opportunity was not very hard, but the next job opportunity turned out to be very hard for me for some reasons. So it never ends. Okay, you should be looking for growth and all those things. A lot of issues will come in your professional journeys. किसके घर पे ये बोला गया है कि बेटा इंजीनियरिंग कर ले, MBA कर ले, इसके बाद लाइफ सेट है, या 10th कर ले, इसके बाद लाइफ सेट है. नहीं बोलते किसी के घर में, सबके घर में बोलते हैं. So वो सेट कभी नहीं होता है. जब तक जान है तब तक the issues will always aggravate है, कि बढ़ता ही जाएगा. ठीक है, but never lose your the passion for the work that you are doing. That makes your work much more easier. You start enjoying the work. Like I enjoy the technology which I am working in. So for me, it's a pleasure. ऐसा नहीं है कि भाई रात के 12 बजे कोई बोल दिया काम करने के लिए आने में कौन काम करेगा. Because not doing that for just for that 9 to 5 job. कि भाई 9 to 5 में जितना आएगा उतना करूँगा फिर चला जाऊँगा. That's also one of the ways. I'm not saying that's the wrong thing. Many of the countries they do that, especially European countries or इसमें very normal. 5 बजता है ऑफिस खाली हो जाए. इंडिया में नहीं होता है वैसा. और स्पेशली स्टार्टअप्स में तो छोड़ दीजिए. स्टार्टअप्स में will be very tough. बट स्टार्टअप्स में काम करने वाले जो लोग होते हैं दे आर मच मोर सॉट आफ्टर बाय बिग कंपनीज बिकॉज यू वर्क इन सो मेनी अदर सेगमेंट्स. बड़ी कंपनीज में क्या होता है एक छोटा काम रहेगा उसमें 10 लोग हैं वो काम करने के लिए. यहाँ पे एक बंदा रहेगा हम बोलेंगे भाई 10 काम करेंगे. यू गेट टू लर्न ए लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. बहुत प्रेशर होता है, बहुत गालियाँ पड़ते हैं हमें, बट जब वो फिर चले जाते हैं एंड देन आफ्टर सम टाइम दे रियलाइज they actually thank us saying they got to learn so much from the industry. ठीक है, so all the best, keep networking. ठीक है, मिलते रहो एक दूसरों से and let's see how many of you will be able to find my profile on LinkedIn. So thank you very much for being.
Thank you so much, sir. Your talk has truly deepened our understanding on how to stay responsible in the digital space, especially in today's remote working environment. Your valuable insights have given us practical knowledge that we can apply both professionally and personally. On behalf of everybody present here, I express our heartfelt gratitude for taking the time to share your expertise with us. I would also like to thank Honorable Rao sir, Training and Placement GIT, for all his support for making this event a successful event for all of us. So special thanks to Rao sir. And now I would like to request Mubina ma'am to please present letter of thanks to sir.
Sir, I want to thank you because you have come all the way from Hyderabad and accepted our invitation. And there are few things happened in the past 4-5 days. And it's so kind of you, sir, that you accepted this invitation and came here to deliver this session. And we are truly delighted to have you with us today and delivering such an interesting session. So I am very sure that all of us have learned many things today. All the faculty members and all the students from this session and all the other sessions which we had in these 2 days. So definitely the heartfelt gratitude to all the management members for their support, for their guidance and all the other resources which we wanted to conduct this session. And I'm so happy that we had all these sessions very nicely conducted and enriching, and I'm very sure that it was fruitful for each one of us who is present here today, all the students, all the staff members and the professionals from the industry. And your valuable feedback, I will share the feedback link in the WhatsApp group. So you all are requested to share your feedback. Genuine feedbacks are most welcome. And my heartfelt thanks to the faculty members of the Department of Business Administration. All the team members have worked hard. Whatever work was distributed before we started planning for this workshop. So all the committees which we made and all the members have worked very hard. And special thanks to our team leader, coordinator, Dr. Swati Rahate ma'am. With his support, with her guidance, we have done it well. And thank you all the participants for your active participation during all these sessions in these 2 days. And hope to see you again in GIT campus for the next workshop we will have. Thank you very much.